Scatter!
Everybody's already here. Looks like we're the last ones to arrive.
You're here.
Ah, there you are. Well, look who finally decided to show up.
You look like you came here immediately after finishing up some work. I'm very happy to see you here.
But we're not late, are we? It's just that everyone else arrived ahead of time.
I propose that the last one who arrived be put in charge of today's speeches.
Nah, there won't be any speeches today.
Oh, really? Well, even better.
Come join us over here. Let's share some great food and drinks, and chat about all sorts of fun things.
Everything looks quite good.
Wow. Paimon can't wait! Traveler, just look at all the delicious food here. Whoa. It's so...
The food was specially prepared for you by everyone in the Grand Bazaar. And everyone that came said that you saved Sumeru and wanted... feels kinda nice to be seen as a...
Being a bodyguard is also a hero's job.
My lady sure has a way with words.
And I'm happy to meet everyone that participated in the great plan.
Don't mention it.
Come to think of it, we've really done something impressive together.
We owe it to our abilities. And luck.
Really? Why do I remember everybody thinking that luck was against us and feeling like we hardly had a chance of succeeding?
That's how I remember it too.
It's luck that brought us together, and it was luck that let us form a team. Then, it took even more luck for us to formulate a plan and implement it successfully. Moreover, judging from the results, everything worked out well.
Yeah. Everyone gave it their all when it mattered most. It was almost like a performance. Everyone played their part, and thanks to everyone's efforts, the performance was a great success.
So, would you say we're good actors too?
It's such a blessing that Lesser Lord Kusanali was able to return to power at the Academia.
Yes, even after being abandoned and neglected so many times, she's finally returned. Uh-huh. Lesser Lord Kusanali once used all her power in a great disaster, which resulted in her losing all her wisdom and memories of the past. The Academia basically abandoned her because of it. This should be something everybody should remember. Huh? You look surprised.
No, everything you said is correct.
That's good.
Something wrong?
Yeah, what's with that face? You knew all of this already.
Even if those two giants of the Academia are here, I still have to say it. Those sages really have some nerve. 500 years ago, Lesser Lord Kusanali used all her power for the people of Sumeru. And what did they do in return? If you bite the hand that feeds you, don't act surprised when it turns into a knuckle sandwich.
Perhaps I shouldn't say this.
You could simply tell Lesser Lord Kusanali that you wish to have Azar and his accomplices severely...
I respect our deity's decision. And while we're on this topic, why didn't you accept...
Are you trying to say that I'm fit to be a sage?
Not at all.
Why? Because he dethroned Azar from power?
Could you try to put it another way?
But seriously though,
I did have my own motive, but it had... If the rules of our nation were suddenly cast by the wayside, then it...
By that, you mean your life working...
Precisely.
Wait, is that...
So, that's the only reason why you joined us and came up with all those plans?
It's reason enough.
You've certainly got quite the personnel.
You flatter me.
All right then. How about you? You've already resumed work as the general
That's right.
Will you be happy with that life?
It's not about being happy.
Even so,
Thank you.
there you are, Travel. Well, how is it? Are you enjoying the feast today? That's good. It's the first time I've ever invited so many exceptional people to one place. You see, every guest here is quite extraordinary. Make sure you live it up tonight. I'll be happy as long as you're enjoying yourselves. I'm honored to have her think of me this way. I can't explain why, but I just feel elated right now.
The atmosphere here is good. I don't often come to such places. I have a lot to handle these days. There's oh.
My lady, the grilled meat over there is delicious.
Yes, I also tried some fruit just now. What an amazing place to relax.
You said it. Oh, look who else is here.
Hello. Oh, I'm so happy Nilu invited everybody.
Hey, less of that polite chit-chat and more eating and drinking. The feast is...
I seldom participate in such lively gatherings. No. This gathering today has a unique... The Grand Bazaar is lively because the people here feel happiness from the bottom. That happiness is an emotion that'll be forever alien to those book... I seem to have taken both keys when I left the house. Oh well.
Hey, what's wrong? Your head is starting to droop. Hey, you can't just fall asleep here. Paimon will go find something delicious for you to eat. You'll wake up once you've put something yummy in your tummy. Of course, just wait here for Paimon. It's me. You may blame me for being a bit too self-indulgent. I was thinking about talking with you, and the next thing I knew, I had made a connection with you. The connection between us is amazing. It's like flora and the fence it grows upon. I heard there's an amazing celebration feast today at the Grand Bazaar. I wanted to have a look for myself, so I snuck in. Lately, I've been so busy dealing with all the fallout from recent events, so I really haven't had any free time. Although you've already helped me with a lot, there's still one more thing I hope you can help me with. Please say thank you to everyone for me. Oh, is it not convenient for you to do that for me? But if I just show up all of a sudden, people will become all quiet and stiff, won't they? What if I end up scaring them and ruining this wonderful feast? That'd be the last thing I want. Let me think about it. Okay. Yes, I have. You said I should go thank everyone as myself, right? So... I've decided to borrow your body for the time being. Please don't blame me. The flora also climbs up to the fence to get closer to the sky. Everyone! Are you awake now? Paimon was just about to bring you the food. It's me. Huh? That voice. Nahida?
Hold up. What's going on?
I didn't expect to have a conversation with the consciousness of Lesser Lord Kusanali in the Grand Bazaar. Interesting.
No, of course not. Are you Lesser Lord Kusanali? Hello, Nilu. You know who I am? Yes. I already know every one of you. Nilu, Alhaitham, Sino, Dia, Paimon, and Dunyarzad.
Lesser Lord Kusanali?
I took the liberty of occupying the Traveler's body so that I could thank all of you in person. Thank you so much for rescuing me, even if that meant placing your own safety in peril and taking the risk of becoming enemies with the Academia, the sages, the doctor, the balladeer, and even the entirety of Sumeru. Without you, without any of you, I would have been in a much more difficult situation. Had you not helped me to resolve the crisis, not only I, but Sumeru and even the entirety of Teyvat would have suffered great misfortune. People refer to you as the heroes who managed to rescue a god. I'm quite fond of this name. It not only explains your identities, but also bears witness to your relationship with me. Please, allow me to present to you my most sincere gratitude.
Lesser Lord Kusanali, you have done so much for Sumeru, and I didn't even have a chance to do anything for you.
Dunyarzad, the suffering you endured during your illness is also proof of you being with me and praying for me. Thank you.
You don't need to be so ceremonious. It's always been my duty to protect you.
This is how the relationship between the Academia and Dendro Archon should be. We just did what was necessary and set things back on the right path.
You're an Archon, but you act so humble. You really don't need to be so polite with us.
I'm honored to have been able to take part in this plan. Thank you, all of you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Are you awake? Did you rest well? After Nahida left, you ate a lot of food. You've become a glutton. That just means you still have a lot to learn from Master Paimon. All right, since you're awake now, should we go and have a chat with Nahida? She should be in the Academia right about now. If you have any questions, now's your chance to ask. Traveler and Paimon? What a fantastic night. I'm still immersed in all the happiness and joy.
So are we. And that's why we're here to talk with you.
Is there anything you want to know? After recent events, the Akasha can no longer function as it used to. I've given it some thought, and have decided to shut it down permanently. But this is definitely not a bad thing. Even from the beginning, I've been planning to shut it down. The Akasha's centralized administration of knowledge has always restrained people's curiosity and curtailed the number of paths available to them. Although people may initially feel a little uncomfortable with the loss of the Akasha, and as for the future of Sumeru, the former sages have received their punishment, but the new sages have yet to be selected. I hope that the new 6th grade sages will be more focused on academics. The other big issue is the people of King Deshret. All the residents of the desert, in fact. I've already taken some measures to address this. It will take some time to rebuild everything. You mean, what happened after the doctor put you to sleep? You guessed correctly. The top-ranked Fatui Harbingers, up to number 3, possess power comparable to that of gods. I was no match for him in that kind of situation. However, in spite of the bad situation, I still managed to make a fair deal with the doctor. I'm sure you remember the entity that changed your fate, the Heavenly Principles. In fact, the Heavenly Principles has been quiet since the Conria disaster 500 years ago. I used this point as leverage against the doctor. I told him that the Heavenly Principles may be awakened if I destroyed Enosis. Although it's just a bluff, he still fell for it. I assumed that the Heavenly Principles wouldn't just stand by and let such extensive damage to its laws take place. And as for what I exchanged for the Gnosis, the exchange served as both punishment for the doctor, as well as a boon of new knowledge that I couldn't refuse as the God of Wisdom. He's still in a coma. I've hidden him like how one would hide a feather. I know you have many misgivings about him, but as someone who had become a god, he has retained a number of very useful features. Don't worry, I'll keep an eye on him and make sure he doesn't do any evil. In addition, there are still some mysteries left in him. Some things may be very clear from my perspective, but he is still yet to understand them himself. His future will be determined by fate. Is that where you're headed next? Fontaine, the Nation of Justice? As far as I know, that nation operates on a judicial system.
Does their Archon personally judge people?
No, there's a Chief Justice in Fontaine. Generally speaking, the Hydra Archon, Focalor, won't preside over individual trials. However, even then, Focalor will still make herself present at just about every trial. It seems that she just likes to immerse herself in that sort of atmosphere. As Archon, she still reserves the right to
All the
influence
best
the
for your
final
paper.
verdict. Anyway, let's just say she's got, Are you sure? Isn't there something else you haven't asked about yet?
Huh? You mean...
About your sister. While you were resting at Gandharvaville, I took some time to perform an Irminsul search for information on your sister.
Yeah! Isn't Irminsul a repository for all the information and memories of Tevat? So there shouldn't be anything on him or his sister.
This is true in your case. Irminsul indeed does not have any information on you. However, there must be something different about your sister. Because, as it turns out, the world has recorded information on her after all.
What?
There is only one possible explanation. She belongs to this world.
But nothing about this makes any sense. Why your first trip to Teyvat?
According to the records I was able to access, your sibling suddenly appeared in Conria. After the Conria disaster, she began her journey through the 7 nations of Teyvat. But just as her journey was about to reach its conclusion, the Irminsul records on her suddenly become fuzzy.
What do you mean, fuzzy? Did something happen to her?
All I know for sure is that somebody, for reasons only they can know, is deliberately obfuscating her fate. And whoever it is, if they can do that, who knows what else they're capable of.
But even that wouldn't explain how she somehow comes from this world.
Something else I noticed was that according to these records, the Fatui have not classified your sibling as one of the Descenders.
What's a Descender? Paimon's never heard of it.
Look, I'm sure you must be curious about the information I received from the Fatui in return for my gnosis, right? A very important part of the intel was about this world's Descenders. External beings, ones that don't belong to this world. Traveler, you are Teyvat's 4th Descender.
Huh? So the Fatui count 3 other Descenders before the Traveler, and his sister isn't even one of them?
That's right. My current hypothesis is that the first Descender was likely what we now call the Heavenly Principles. As for the other Descenders, I still need to verify their existence. It could take me some time.
Paimon's head's about to burst from all this crazy new information.
And yet, even knowing all this, I'm sure you must still have a lot of unanswered questions. I must say, I truly regret that I can't help you more as the God of Wisdom. There are many questions in my heart as well. I will need some time to go through each one of them. And soon, you'll also begin your journey anew and depart from Sumeru. I'm very interested in your future. It's a journey that can't be observed or recorded by this world. If fate is the ultimate knowledge, then your future will be the ultimate fate.
Paimon's sure glad we got to meet you, Nahida.
The pleasure is all mine. I can't thank you enough. Alright, that's enough talk for today. If you ever miss me, just close your eyes, and maybe I'll appear in your dreams.
Wait, you're that blonde traveler who's on a journey.
Who's asking? Do you need...
You bet I do. He was a crafty fellow, let me tell you.
Well, we aren't always on the... So, what?
He just wrote...
What? So the address is Paimon?
Yeah, exactly, right? And if I failed to... Really, he got me good. I count myself very lucky. Of course, here...
Come on! Paimon wants to have a look, too! Kaya, huh? So he's here in Sumeru. From what he wrote in the letter, it looks like he didn't... Or maybe he's just being... yeah, you're right. It's always nice to see old friends. The letter says that he hangs out at Jafar Tavern every afternoon. Kaya should be at Jafar Tavern right now. Let's go see him.
I'll have something I haven't tried yet, boss.
Sorry, sir. I'm afraid...
Oh? Well then.
Kaya, you're really here! Paimon half thought you were playing some sort of prank on us.
Hey, Paimon. Traveler. Looks like the gods smile upon me after all. And come now, I wouldn't joke about wanting to see my good friends.
Wait a second. You must be here on official business, right? What do you think you're doing spending every afternoon drinking at the tavern?
Not at all. The acting Grand Master positively terrifies me. The truth is, I'm in Sumeru to learn about the alcohol industry here. Sumeru's spices are famous the world over, and it's long been rumored that this fine establishment was where a certain That's why the Knights sent me, their foremost expert in alcoholic beverages, to come and see if it...
And how did that go?
So far, so good. I'm already in talks with some...
Yeah, that does sound like a great business opportunity.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Whether this lucrative opportunity gets passed along...
Hey! Using your job to settle personal grievances isn't very...
Oh? What makes you say that? Very sharp of you. I wouldn't say I'm familiar, though.
And?
Do I have to? Well, all right. Since you're... I overheard my adoptive father. I'm sure you'll agree that everyone's curious about... And so I stowed my... But it wasn't long. It was a short-lived adventure. Honestly, not much. The only reason I knew that Conria was near Sumeru is because I happened to read that in a book when I was young. My life had less and less to do with Conria as I grew up. I used to believe that I had inherited some sort of duty from my father. But then I began to wonder. Maybe my father... As well as ensuring that I'd be safely cut off, this is obviously all speculation. Simply put, these days, my surname, Alberich.
One death afternoon, please, boss. Tell me, what do you know about the significance of that name, Alberich?
Dainsleif?
Ah, you've decided to join us. I was wondering how long you planned on listening in. I believe...
So you remember me. Then we are already acquainted.
Huh?
What?
I take it that you weren't aware of this until now, Kaya. Or you wouldn't have been so forthcoming with your surname.
Oh my. That's quite a lot of baggage for a surname, isn't it?
I'm surprised that you take me at my word without the faintest hint of skepticism.
Well, perhaps what you told me just happens to answer some questions I carry in my memory. You're a pure-blood Conrian, aren't you?
Very clever. Forgive me for being direct, but
Kaya, you're not involved with the Abyss Order in any way.
Hey, hold on now. This conversation has taken a rather sudden turn for the deadly serious. So what if I know my ancestry? Do I strike you? Relax. I'll be just as delighted to hunt down the Abyss. Either way, looks like we're out of time. I've got a spice merchant to meet in a minute, so
Well, all right then.
see you around. And Dainsleif, no need to listen in from the sidelines next time we meet. Let me buy you a drink.
You don't really trust him, do you, Dane? You're both from Conria, but you get on.
The fact is, I still do not know him well. It would be meaningless for me to jump to conclusions. But can a person truly be unaffected by their ancestry? Well, I suspect that they call your sister their princess, precisely because there is a succession of sorts.
Oh, so if she was the founder, she'd be the queen, right?
I mean to investigate the Loom of Fate. Do you
Yeah, the Abyss Order's evil plan. We learned about that back in
Not new. Not exactly. My memories suffer from erosion. But while I was your sister, she mentioned the Loom of Fate back when we traveled together. Apparently so. I was also quite surprised when these memories tallied up. I recall that we were traveling to Sumeru when the matter was brought up.
So, you're going to the place that she mentioned back then?
Correct. At that time, they must have been introduced in one way or another to this concept. If I recall correctly, we were somewhat...
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go! Maybe...
No. Now is not the time. No, I'm still waiting for my...
Seriously?
Wait. This place, it's familiar.
What about it? It looks pretty normal to Paimon.
Yes. The forest has barely changed from how... Let's search the area and...
Is this a field? But it looks like it's been abandoned for a... It's an extinguished bonfire. Looks like it's been ages since it was last lit. And clearly they put it out...
Nothing else stands out in this area.
Wait, we're just gonna go barging in?
Unlikely. There are no signs of life in this area.
If you say so. Huh. So there really isn't... There's a box over here. Why don't we open it? And by we, Paimon means you. Huh? This is a mirror. It's broken too. kind of... Hey, look! It's a bull!
Can't you smell it? There's a heavy scent of medicinal herbs.
Oh, so it's a medicine bull? This bed looks pretty ordinary. Huh. What sort of person would want to live here? It's so dark and damp. Doesn't look like there's anything else worth their attention here.
My memories are quite foggy, but my subconscious and instincts both assert that something once happened here. But we'll exhaust ourselves if we search aimlessly.
Noises?
It's not much. Just...
Let the show begin. Monsters? Wow, Dave's ears are sharp, just like his nose. He's surprisingly good shape for a 500-year-old. Although for someone who's as full of surprises as Dave, it's hardly a big deal. Anyway, let's beat up these monsters!
I'll protect us.
Propagate!
I doubt that the appearance of those monsters was wholly random. There must be something near... a ley line anomaly, perhaps. Okay.
What? You're going alone?
Your suspicions are as banal as they are unwarranted. Not to mention that if even forest rangers are capable of investigating ley lines...
Fair enough. Good thing there's a bonfire over there. Let's make ourselves something to eat. Cooking is as good as ever. Even if there was no other reason, changing the subject. Dane's taking forever. So... Don't take this the wrong... Oh, you stop it! So, next question. The... stars? Wow. Yeah. But we'll find the truth together. Sure as Paimon's your guide. Just you wait, Heavenly Principles. And you too, Teyvat. You know what? We've talked too long about this sad stuff. Let's talk about... All right. It's getting dark, so why don't you rest? Paimon will take... Oh, come on! Don't say that! Paimon just wants nighty-night. Go on, chew. Off to sleep.
Hey, time to wake up. The sun has risen. What a deep sleeper. Hmm? Tear stains. All right. Rest here a bit longer then.
Halt! What do you think you're... This place is not whatever you think it is, nor your travel companion. You mean the one that was your companion departed for the forest early this morning? What business is that of yours, hmm? All you need to know... Do I make myself quite clear? Leave. Well, what are you waiting for? I've been observing you, and you still... I'm warning you. No, okay, fine, whatever. You... Oh, go on then. But no overreacting to anything you see in here, okay? Come on then. Mind your own business. How could he be? He was too young, so don't you lay a finger on him. Just find... Huh? You know Conria? Do you worship a god, traveler? Sounds like you've had an eventful life. I apologize for my earlier hostility, but you must understand. And all who place faith in the gods are... That may be. But the fact is that this wretched curse... The curse. We lost our home. Our loved ones. All we can do is watch helplessly. Because, although Conria began with any who forsook their gods and came to Conria were welcomed as our... When the cataclysm came, we pure-blood Conrians were declared the greater sinners. Upon us the gods placed the curse of... But... Those whose ancestry belonged to the domains of other gods were punished with the curse of the wilderness as they fled. Turning them, he is Caribert, my illegitimate son. How times have changed. I was a noble of Conria, by blood. Then, one day... I met a beautiful woman. Caribert faced great hardship from the very moment. After all that, he turned into a hilly troll right before me. I always owed him much, and now she was... We were separated. It could be worse. And now, if nothing else, at least... Yes, that reminds me. I only returned here to check on Curry Bear, but I do have other things I wish to do. Over here. I'm sure you're wondering why I brought Karib. Well, it's because he needs one which will help him to recover his clarity. I do not hope to break the curse. I am well aware of my powerlessness against, but it is said that this medicine is imbued with the power of Sumeru's god of wisdom and can awaken the mind from I believe that it might just work. I read about it in a book. In my youth, I disliked the life of nobility. The gods have already punished us. Never mind. As it happens, my hands don't have the dexterity. Okay. Also, do you have any, of Sumeru's regional specialties? Oh, wonderful. This is the method. Is it? Well, no! I said before that this medicine, which means... Let's go. Look at this statue. God of wisdom! I will utter you and your kind destroy you. God of wisdom, my son. If everything the gods have done, then I bow to... All I ask is, please, God,
Let's dance.
Curry Bear? Well, we've prepared the Curry Bear, it's me. It's your father. Curry Bear. Curry Bear. I'm sorry I couldn't be at your side when you were born. But I'm here now. Are you still angry with me, Curry Bear? I know you're awake. I'm so sorry, Curry Bear. Forgive me. Please. Oh, gods above! What more do you want from me? You took everything from here, and I still bowed to you. I'd give you my very life if only you cared to take it. But you won't even let me die. I knew it. The gods of this world have never stood with humanity, not even for a moment. Other reasons. Huh. You really think give up? No, even if I must stay here... Let's go. We'll make another dose. The most crucial ingredient in this medicine is the unusual mushroom. The details don't matter, right? There is a waterfall near the statue I prayed at. I'll be here, watching Curry Bear. Good. Then please... You're back. Curry Bear's condition is stable. By which I mean he... Anyway... I need you to stand guard here for a while. Whatever... good.
Let the show begin.
Germinate! Scatter! Scatter!
Let's dance. Oh, huh, huh. Hi, huh, yeah, yeah. Hi, huh.
What happened? Was it monsters? Oh, thank goodness you were here. Oh, yes, I've got the fertilizer. Next, we pick the mushrooms and repeat the same steps as before to make another dose.
I'll protect us.
Oh, sorry. I have been so... I do indeed. That's why it was just a fleeting thought. We're here. Wait a moment. Hey, what was that? Cory Bear? Oh no, he must have left while we were too busy preparing the medicine to notice. Come on, we have to catch up with him. That's not Cory. Right. Cory Bear's scarf was my eyes must. Yes, yes. Did it go in here? Well, let's head in. What a ghastly... Huh. It looks like they're... I've never seen anything... Oh, there's only...
Is this a teleportation device? What energy is powering it?
Let the show begin. Let's dance. I'll protect us.
Propagate!
How did I get on the ceiling? Did the room turn upside down? Or gravity itself? It seems like I need to find a place to insert the rune.
Halt, humans! Fate has not granted you the right to enter this place. Do you insist on an audience? Very well. Then I grant you the trial of destiny. Desolation! Hear the final prophecy. Desolation!
Propagate!
Mighty dominion! And devour! Burn! Foolish mortals! Taste and see! Desolation! Fall nevermore! Foolish mortals! Winter is nigh.
I'll protect us.
Desolation!
Germinate! Propagate!
Eyes on me!
I see what it is! Desolation!
Scatter!
And devour! Foolish mortals! All shall succumb! Feel the warmth! Let the frost rise!
Propagate!
Desolation! Burn! Foolish mortals! Who was that? He was a He had the most wondrous aura, and yet you were able to Let's continue on. I find myself growing more.
Let the show begin. Let's dance.
I think we've made it to the end.
Oh, dear creature. Why do you bow down? For fear of the unknown? Oh, dear creature. Why do you bow down? For you are like a flower, born in sin. Yet you need no longer hold back your resentment, nor go forth. Become a transcendent one. Rise beyond the fate bestowed upon you. And I shall shed a tear at the end of time, as I gaze.
What just happened? When I saw that thing, my heart... I feel good. Oh, Cory Bear. Oh, thank goodness. He's still okay. I have for this to happen, right? You said, well, I have to. God.
Papa?
Cory Bear. Oh, you see? It worked. Cory Bear can speak again. Mama is,
Of course. Your Papa.
Yes. How do you feel, Cory Bear?
Yes. It feels like I just woke up from... My body! What happened to me? Papa? What's happened to me?
Don't panic, son. It's just... there's no more Conria here. No more home. But... Do you know what that means? In this world, you have to be a little monster, but you could...
Am I... dead?
No, of course not. Look, Cory Bear, you still have Mama's scar. Yes. Oh, and, never. Understand? Whatever happens, you mustn't take it off.
Okay, Papa. I won't. I promise.
Not since that day have I been... Once a murderer, always a murderer. But the god we saw in that cave... Now, that wondrous power, it was... Now then, piety is hardly my area. A sinner? Oh, don't be absurd. You and I have both witnessed his divine power. When has the Seven worked a miracle like this before? No matter. Believe what you will. You cannot I am going to pay my respects with or without you.
the show begins.
Scatter!
Impossible! What happened? The Hilly Churl worshippers have disappeared too? Was it all an illusion? That's true. Yes, it can't have been an illusion. It was neither illusion nor coincidence, and... Let's go, traveler. There is surely a reason for its disappearance, and I do believe that someday in the future, could he really have been a sinner and not a... Kari Bear? Where has he gone? Oh, no. Maybe someone else came by. No, it can't have been that. There's no sign of a break-in and no sign of any... This does not bode well. What if he's spotted by... Wait a minute. This isn't how we left it. Oh, no. The mirror, it's broken! He must have taken his mask off and seen what he looks like beneath it. If he'd just done as he was told! We have to find him. It's his scarf. Looks like we're going the right way. Come on. Kari Bear! Kari Bear! Where are you? Curses! Forest Rangers.
Hey! Who are you? We haven't seen you around here before. What's your business here?
Have you seen a, Hilly Churl? A Hilly Churl?
I asked you first. Don't make this more difficult than it needs to be.
I said, have you seen a Hilly Churl?
Hey, whoa. Look, sir, there's no need to get so worked up. There are hilly churls everywhere. What's the big deal? We see plenty of them out here.
Exactly. Matter of fact, we just took out a few of them back there. Those dumb...
You Forest Ranger scum! You spawn of the Seven are all the same!
You're raving mad! You've got...
Curse you all, forest rangers.
I don't get it. Why make such a huge...
He'd only just regained his mind. So tell me, Forest...
Jeez. You're really not gonna let this go. Fine, I was frightened at first, but it didn't seem to have any interest in me at all. It was...
Yes!
Wait, you're leaving? Not even a thanks for the info, goodbye?
Cory Bear! Cory Bear, stop! It's me! Whatever you saw, it was all a trick. I told you, we're in a fairy tale world now. Cory Bear? How could this happen? Come! Cory Bear, we have to go home now.
Papa...
Cory Bear...
Papa, I can't take it.
Please, Cory Bear. It's my fault. I'm so sorry. If only I'd known.
It's all too much. Papa!
Finally, it all... Ah, Traveler, you're awake. Wait, no. Why am I still calling you Traveler? Oh, I have known your true identity for some time now. I suspected it was you from the beginning. I had to... Oh, of course you haven't. With your status, you can hardly be expected to know all of us. In any case, I've been using a fake name this entire time. Ida, my real name is Clotar. Clotar Alberich. You saw it too, didn't you? Unmistakable, the power inside Cory Bear and the power of the one you call a sinner. It was one and the same. I am positive now. It's the power of the abyss, isn't it? Oh, at long last, I have seen it with my own eyes. That is no business of yours. A sinner. Yes. Salvation for a sinner can only come. Cory Bear did not deserve his fate, but now... It's wonderful. Born into abject sorrow, he shall now become the loom of fate. Huh? Sinister? Oh, I never imagined that you, of all people, would deny the abyss. We once believed that you would bring new strength. And to us, you were the abyss. A wondrous mystery far beyond our imagination and comprehension. And the one who controls the abyss can control everything. We yearned for that future. We looked to you to take us there. But what did you bring us instead? Oh, Princess of Conria?
What did he just call me?
Traveler! Hey, Traveler! Traveler!
You're awake! Oh, thank goodness you're awake! Paimon was worried sick!
What happened while you were... I checked the ley lines nearby. Information and memories flow within the ley lines. What did you witness? You mean Clotar Alberich? After founding the Abyss Order, his faith in the Abyss led him to do a great many things. But the curse of immortality continued to torment his body and mind. And in the end, after 100 years, he lost his mind completely and was never seen again. Yet his dark legacy lived on. The defiled statue that we... You could say that.
Are you alright? You have a troubled look on your face.
So you saw her memories from centuries ago, through your own eyes. It all but defies belief. Still, as I'd suspected, the notion of the Loom of Fate did indeed rear its head during that time. And it seems closely connected to Clotar Alberich's son, Caribert. And yet your sister never breathed a word of this incident to me. I wonder, was that the moment that she decided to go down this path? Indeed. Clearly, this series of events sparked a long period of deep contemplation. This... what is it?
The field? What does that have to do with any...
You mean here? Well, let's...
You scared the Duke out of Paimon! Did you rebury them yet?
A male and female skeleton, buried together. Interestingly, the male skeleton appears to have been interred much later. And it's holding a silk But what does this mean? And how did you know that there were bodies buried here? What? That's unless... Clotar Alberich finally found a... This all raises far too many questions. We should part ways.
Huh? You're just gonna leave?
It's better that we split up from...
Who's he?
Yes. I have my suspicion. If the time is right, I will tell you.
But what do you mean that he saw the Traveler? How...
I fear that while these things would limit anyone else, they are...
What? Why? What is...
All right, let's leave it there.
There goes it? What is it? Huh? consciousness had been trapped by the doctor, but we followed the clues she left behind. So much time has already passed since then, and it seems Sumeru's changing. Paimon just hopes this peace will last a long time, and then Nahida won't have any more new... Yeah, guess you're right. But come to think of it, maybe it's all because of you. Maybe you're just a magnet for trouble. Huh? Me? Before Paimon ran into you, Paimon never ran into any trouble. Anyway, for Nahida's sake, maybe we...
Ah, look who it is. Running into you in a place like this? I can see you two still love wandering around.
Oh, it's Dia! But never mind that. What brings...
I just finished a commission in the desert for a usual client. That's when I saw you two all the way over there, chatting away. Huh? You can't say I saw that coming. Bumping into you like this will become a rarity. Hey, how about I get...
Thanks, but no need. Oh.
Sounds good. So, when are you leaving?
Oh, wait a sec. Paimon just remembered there are still a few dishes in Sumeru that Paimon...
I see. Guess you won't... Though, now that...
By the way, should we go say bye to Nahida? Oh!
Then, I guess this is goodbye for now, traveler.
Goodbye, Dia. Bye-bye, Sumeru. All that sand and water, we finally made it! Oh, this must be Fontaine's port. Wow, everything looks so advanced in Fontaine. Paimon's heard that the industry, just seeing the sights as a tourist is nice, but maybe it would be better if we found something to do. What do you think? Good idea. Nahida gave us loads of useful information. Seeking out the Seven is probably still our best source for information at this point. Yeah, the more we can learn, the better. So, what do you think the Hydro Archon's like? Will we get along? To learn about a nation's god, start with the nation's people. There seems to be some locals talking over there. Let's go see if we can join the party.
If you ask me, it's a tragedy how things ended for him. Clearly, he was a pretty decent person.
Yeah, I didn't expect that kind of ending for him. I thought he would at least fight on a little longer for his family. I was expecting a sudden plot twist, but it's a pity that it never happened. Still, his story is quite...
Excuse me. Can I help you two? I couldn't help but...
Hi! We're travelers, new to Fontaine, and we had something we wanted to ask, but you seemed to be really busy talking about some kind of play, so we didn't want to interrupt.
Play? Oh, no. We're talking about something that really happened.
Really? Like, a real trial? But the way you were talking about it and the words you used just now made it...
Well, good tales are often based on true stories, aren't they? And what you see in reality may also be someone deliberately putting on an act while harboring ulterior. Whether something is true or not simply isn't that important. The main thing is whether the story being acted out on the stage. Oh, but it looks like you're not from around here. You probably don't know that the Fontaine Court of Justice is called the Opera Epiclese, or more commonly known as just the Opera House.
But, shouldn't court cases be treated a little more seriously than that?
No worries. Other visitors to Fontaine have wondered the same thing. And as for your worries about whether the cases are treated with due reverence, we have the absolutely just and honorable Chief Justice Neuvillette, as well as the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, a machine created by the Archon. Between the machine and the Chief Justice,
Oratrice? Is it some kind of machine, too? Oh, Paimon's cute. Wait, Paimon almost forgot to ask you our question.
Oh, that's easy. Just go to the Opera House. Lady Farina practically lives there. You could definitely say it's her biggest passion.
I think what they mean is that they wish to speak with the Archon personally. In that case, I'm afraid it's going to be a tad more difficult. You'll have to make an appointment well in advance, and it'll depend on whether or not she has any time slots available.
Huh. Is the Hydro Archon super busy taking care of official stuff?
No. Lady Farina seldom takes an interest with the nation's affairs. The reason it's difficult to make an appointment is simply because she's incredibly popular.
That's right. After all, she is the Archon. Though she may tend to get a little dramatic from time to time, people can't get enough.
Huh. First time Paimon's ever heard of an Archon being described that way before. Wait! Paimon gets now! The Hydro Archon!
Yeah, I suppose you could say that. Perhaps you could even say our mascot.
Hang on. This is still Fontaine's Archon
Yes, you're right. I guess I should at least...
Come on. Sure, there's a lot of laws here, but nobody's going to be arrested for saying...
Alright! I think we get it. Thank you! At least we now know that we can find the Hydro Archon at the Opera House. But who knows how long making an appointment will take? Hey! What are you looking over there for? Huh. Maybe something's the matter. She isn't going to jump into the water, is she? Maybe we better go check on her.
Huh?
Oh, okay.
About many things, actually. I was just reminiscing about a place my brother and I would play.
You're pointing at this.
No, people call the waters around Fontaine a sea. And no, I can still see that hill clearly in my memories. He would skip and jump. But now, the water...
I don't believe we've had the pleasure of meeting. Are you Lynette's new friends?
Oh, and...
Thanks for looking after my sister. She often comes here to reminisce about our childhood, that's all. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Linny, and this is my sister Lynette. If I had to guess, I'd say you must be travelers from abroad.
Nice to meet you! Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. We just arrived in Fontaine. We were just talking with your sister. Even though we didn't really get what she was saying.
I see. It's unusual for Lynette to be so willing to talk with anyone. In fact, she seldom speaks at all. I'm usually...
Oh, really? Then you two are just like us! Paimon's always the one talking for some reason. So that's how you think it is?
I also think my brother can be too talkative at times.
Seems you were right, Paimon. We are quite similar.
So, what did Lynette mean just now when she said that the water is engulfing...
Oh, that. It's from a... Well, I suppose prophecy isn't exactly the right word, because that implies a certain amount of a... Where to begin? Let's put that question on hold for a moment.
did all the introductions earlier not count?
Hello, traveler. And hello, Paimon.
Hey! Why didn't Paimon get a handshake? You're not poking fun at Paimon, are you?
Please, don't take offense. Just consider it a sort of
Oh! Alright then. Well, by the way, we were just getting ready to go to the Opera House to meet the Hydro Archon.
So you're going to see Lady Farina? No problem at all. In fact, I was planning to go to the Opera House later myself. Please, follow me. You said you were going to see Lady Farina? Well...
So, she's the Hydro Archon? But how did she know?
My dear people, rich and poor, those with cup in hand and those with nothing at all, raise your glasses in celebration! If you don't have one, then just raise your hand in lieu. As you can all see, two unfamiliar travelers have arrived in our nation. Come, let us make a toast in honor of this traveler and his companion, who have journeyed here from distant lands.
Is she talking about us?
I've long heard of the turmoil and chaos you left in your wake as you visited other nations, but I welcome you nevertheless. No, I have come to receive you personally. Fear is for insignificant cowards. I am a god, and I will never entertain the notion of such meaningless wariness. You can be rest assured, I see clearly your sincerity. Of course, seeking an audience with me is the most sensible thing to do. It will allow you to truly behold my power and witness my authority. Intelligent people always gather under the correct banner. I, Focalor, hereby welcome you to the nation of Hydro and acknowledge the value and significance of your trip. Now, you may rejoice in this.
Yeah, Paimon still can't believe it. Feels like we've only been here for a few minutes. But the Hydro Archon's entrance
you inevitably lack even some of the most basic understanding. Don't forget that even the gods can be divided into the mediocre and the excellent. I suppose it's only natural for you to be awestruck by my abilities. You had best stop and consider. Do you really have the noble qualities and etiquette necessary to commute?
Whoa. Talk about sounding high and mighty.
Oh? What's with these looks? Perhaps the welcoming set.
Is she gonna...
Wow, I didn't expect to see Lady Farina here. What a surprise! Wait, does this mean they're the legendary blonde traveler? How did I not notice before?
Hey, what's all the commotion? Oh, is that Lady Farina? Is there some kind of...
Of course! That's the blonde traveler. The one all those stories are about. Lady Farina came here to personally see him.
Oh, I've got to see this. I knew Lady Farina would never...
Yes, but don't get too excited now. My dear believers and spectators alike tend to get quite rowdy, and despite the noise, I've come to tolerate. You may consider this my reward to all of you. I have determined that there will be an epic duel between myself and this traveler from another land, just as you were hoping to see.
Now she wants to fight? Aren't we getting a little ahead of ourselves?
Are you not afraid? Might I remind you that this is a duel against the divine?
What are you trying to do, traveler? Provoking a god in front of her people?
Stand down, Clorant. I admire his bravery. Few have the courage to draw their sword against a god. He is obviously a true warrior. Unfortunately, people nowadays only crave to be thrilled, and a mere duel will not slake their thirst for excitement.
Huh. Yeah, she's right. Just a duel wouldn't be all that interesting.
On Aranias, criminals are always requesting duels to defend their honor. They're getting a bit old, to tell the truth.
You see. Then, as the god of justice, I shall face this traveler in a...
Oh, right!
Right. This is Fontaine, after all. Such a...
Why do you care so much about the crowd's reactions? Seems you've spent a little too much time in the opera house. Besides, how exactly do you plan to have a duel in court?
Oh, we have reason to put you on... According to Fontaine law, no one is permitted to release any flying objects within Fontaine city limits during the first 3 days of each month. You are clear.
Oh, so that's what they've done wrong.
You call that obvious? What kind of law is that? Wait, flying object? You mean Paimon?
Precisely! Now, if you two have no objections, then in the name of the Hydro Archon, I order your arrest.
My apologies, Lady Farina. I don't mean to spoil the fun, but if you would allow me to interject, I don't think that Paimon here meets the definition of a flying object.
You tell her, Linny! Finally someone who's not crazy. How could anyone...
Ah, great magician Linny, my beloved citizen. I'll permit you to object.
As a magician who just rained on your parade, I naturally should shoulder the responsibility of saving the show. So, with such an audience gathered here, allow me to perform a trick for everyone.
Ta-da!
What's that on Paimon's back? Hey, when did Linny do that?
There. As you can all clearly see, Paimon should be classified as, well, something like a balloon. This rope has been in the Traveler's hand all along. It was just that no one could see it before.
Huh? You call that magic? You've got to be...
I thought it...
Huh. I'm not sure what to think. It seemed...
Amusing. Very amusing, Linny. Just the sort of unexpected twist that I enjoy.
Performance? You see all this as a performance?
In which case, consider the matter of your trial resolved. The god of justice. But when there are valid grounds, I will not only but even the gods of other lands. I look forward to seeing your upcoming performance at the Opera House, Mr. Linny, and...
Just like that, she's gone. Well, that's the most unpredictable Archon Paimon's ever seen. He never even had a chance to ask her anything. But that's a problem for future Paimon.
Don't mention it. I just happened to remember that there was such a law. So, now do you see what kind of...
She can be a bit confusing at times, but she is still amenable to reason.
Anyway,
I just know a few simple tricks I use to make a living. It will actually be my first time performing on the most prestigious stage in Fontaine, the Opera House.
but isn't the Opera House where criminal trials are held in Fontaine?
When there are no public trials being held, the Opera House hosts a variety of other performances. And speaking of performances, I would be remiss to forego this opportunity gifted by fate.
My brother's always excited to make new friends.
Oh, sure. We don't really have...
Splendid. In that... Oh, you really mean it? This is a magical item known as a magic puck.
Huh? What are they going to use it for?
About that... I'm not sure exactly when it began, but a prophecy has... It says that every person in Fontaine is born with sin. No matter how the nation of justice holds trial after trial, this sin cannot be absolved. Until one day, the water levels in Fontaine will rise, and the sinful people will slowly be drowned. In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
That sounds pretty gloomy. Why are people in Fontaine born with sin? What is that supposed to mean?
There are lots of guesses. Some say that the ancestors of Fontaine stole the power of the seas and stirred its wrath. Others say that the people of Fontaine never heeded the first Hydro Archon's warnings and offended Celestia. But here in Fontaine, evidence is what matters. There hasn't been concrete evidence for any of these claims, so they...
If even the people in Fontaine don't know what sin they committed, wouldn't it be better just to ignore the
That's exactly what the people did at first. But in the last few years, the water levels in Fontaine have actually started rising.
Many places have already been completely submerged, and now lie beneath the sea.
Many people carry on with their lives as before and shrug it off as a natural phenomenon. But we hope that at least the people who reside near the waterfront can move away before it's too late. So, we've started distributing magic pockets to them. As a magical item, these magic pockets have astonishing capacity. I'm sure they will come in handy when people are moving their belongings.
Oh, Paimon gets it! It's like preparing for a rainy day! But...
Perhaps only absolute power could ever contend with such a catastrophe. Now, if you'd like to help, then please give these magic pockets to anyone nearby. Be sure to convince them to take it, regardless of what they say.
What's this?
What?
No, the story says as time wore on. So, yeah.
Oh.
All right.
So you're the blonde traveler that... Oh, thanks.
Huh? I don't want... Life is all about...
You just...
Oh, all right, fine. Thanks. It's just that...
Oh? You already handed out all of the magic pockets? That was fast. Yes, but that will...
Is there anything else?
Yes, one...
So, you want to collect...
Oh, that would be much...
It seems we have to use Hydro to collect for maritime flowers.
You made quick work of that. I can tell you're an Maybe next time.
No way.
Fine. Though the
So, we're going to the court of...
Wait, shh. Have you noticed that person over there? The young girl.
Huh?
Magicians and thieves practice similar methods. We divert attention, watch her movements.
Oh, he's right!
Shh, keep your voice down. We need to think of a way to catch her, but it seems she's very alert. Perhaps we should... You two can ride the lift over there and wait up top. I bet... All right, let's...